Okay, so welcome everyone. This is Premier Chess Adult Intermediate Week 2, and we're going to be discussing a few Immortal games I have here. So first off, my question is, what is an Immortal game? Anybody have an idea?
Played
What
so
is?
well that like it often involves sacrifices, but the fact that there's so many sacrifices being played, it immortalizes it, because it's rare for a brilliant move to not be a sacrifice, like i.e. double exclam, but
Hmm.
often immortal games always will inevitably concur sacrifice. You know how chance and notation have double question marks, question
Right.
mark,
Right.
exclam, double exclams is often sacrifices, but can the move be two double exclams and not be a sacrifice? Like, tell me more about that double exclam thing.
Can it, you say can a move be double exclam and not a sacrifice?
It's a very important one because but you know what that means? Double
It's
exclam.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, I know it. Yeah, it's the annotation, the yeah, it means a brilliant move. So yeah, an immortal game is just a game that is the moves are so outstanding and brilliant that it has been immortalized, right? And has been remembered and studied for a long time. So yeah, so it says in some cases, immortal games can be well known among chess players more than a century after they were played, right? So truly immortal after the players have died. So, all
Explain
right.
the double exclam. Like, how can a move be double exclam and not a sacrifice? That
Oh, it's
always
possible. It's possible if a move has a deep positional meaning behind it, that maybe a beginner would not necessarily play, who doesn't consider such things, then yeah, it could definitely warrant a double exclamation mark. So, okay, so the first one we're going to look at is what's called the Ukrainian Immortal game, Korchmar versus Polyak, 1931. So let's go through this game and see what happened. So e4, e5, very logical. Strengthen the center moves. Knight f3, knight c6, very logical towards the center. Right, very nice. Bishop b5. What is the name of this opening?
Roy
Anybody?
Lopez.
Roy
Uri
Lopez,
Lopez.
right? Also
Right,
known as the
Lopez.
Spanish game. Okay, good. D6. So D6 is not such a common move nowadays. Why? Why do you think D6 is not recommended?
I actually know the
Yeah.
theory behind this. It's called Steinitz defense, but
Yeah.
however, the better version of it is A6 then D6 because the problem is the fact that there's actually a famous trap called the Taras trap, and that
Uh-huh.
it's difficult for black to maintain control of the center because the bishop is on B5 versus if you play A6 because it's like a big difference. Like,
Yeah, that's true. So Sam, what were we gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a pin, and also like if the pawn were on a6, bishop on a4, you can't just get rid of it with b5. That's
Okay,
good.
okay, that's true. So
Take a few more moves to get rid of the pin.
right, okay, that's true. So you're kind of walking into a pin by the bishop. Another reason why it's not recommended is because you're blocking off your bishop, right? And bishop now has much less scope than before. So perhaps
yeah, but
it.
Steinitz defense deferred was A6 is normal. I don't get why that's okay.
Yeah, I mean that ended up being standard theory, but yeah, bishop. You rarely want to block your bishops in that way. Not
Yeah, but
not
what makes
usually
A6
recommended.
what makes A6 D6 okay? That's the weird part.
A6 and then D6.
Yeah, because Geller played it too against Fischer.
Right, right. Um, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on depends on your goal, depends on what you're trying to do. So, all right, so let's continue. Bishop b5, d6, d4, immediately striking at the center, probably trying to put pressure on the pin piece. Bishop d7, breaking the pin. Knight c3, knight f6, castle. Very nice. So get as I believe as Alekin said, castle early, castle quickly. So very good. Knight takes d4, bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes. Okay, queen takes. All right. So now the white has a pretty nice centralized queen and is about ready to try to open up the center with e5. So it probably would be a good idea for black to get out of the center as soon as possible. So let's see. Bishop e7, rook d1, castle. Okay, what do you think would be a good move in this position for white? What do you think?
E5, obviously.
Yeah, e5 definitely, right? Because we have the two heavy pieces on the d file, and the queen here protected only once, right? So why not challenge the d6 pawn? So e5, very good move. Knight e8, okay, and then we have bishop f4, increasing pressure on d6, right? So there's so this pawn you could say is pinned, right? So what do we do to pin pieces?
Pile up on the pressure.
Pile up on the okay.
Pile
So
up on the pin piece.
exactly, or I always say my kids students, in chess kid, what's the guy's name? Master Mike, right? He says PP on the PP. All the kids start laughing. PP on the PP. Put pressure on the pin piece, right? Very important, right? So that simple principle is so powerful, and if you put just like this pawn cannot do anything there, right? So just increase pressure. Why not? Increase with the knight, maybe push the c pawn, and just really pile on as much as possible.
Or like do a battery on the d file, like was rook d2.
Or you can do a battery. Yeah, you can do that too. So yeah, so a lot of different ways. Okay, so bishop f4, a5, rook d3. Rook d3 is a nice rook lift, so that could accomplish two goals, right? Clearing the d1 square, allowing the other rook to join in putting pressure. Also, maybe transferring the rook on the third rank via a rook lift, and perhaps mount an attack on the king, right? So rook d3. We have rook a6, applying some more protection to the d6 pawn. Rook e1, very nice move, right? Another nice move, maybe trying to gain control of the file that will be imminently opened. Queen f5. Now the pawn is no longer pinned. Okay, so now we have knight d5. Immediately centralizing the knight. Beautiful location. At the same time, doing so with tempo, right? What does that mean with tempo?
It means to do it while attacking a piece or checking the king.
Exactly. Yeah. So not only are you improving your own pieces, bringing them to more powerful squares and increasing their scope, but you're attacking at the same time. So your opponent is forced to defend, right?
Yeah.
And basically waste a move.
Or it could be like a low value piece attacking a high value piece.
Or that could be that too. Yeah. It could be a few things. So yeah, knight d5, very good move. So bishop is forced to come back. Bishop d8. E takes, knight takes. Okay, so now white has control over the e file very nicely. Now we have rook g3 with an immediate mate threat on g7. All right, we have f6. So now what would you do here? What do you think would be a good move for white here? Sorry.
One good move is bishop to h6, obviously.
Yeah, so bishop h6 is a nice move, definitely. Attacking, bringing another piece into a more imposing square, threatening the g7 pawn, which cannot move, right, due to the pin on the f8 rook, right? So bishop h6, very nice. Rook f7. So now, what would you do here? What would you do here?
He's strong.
Any ideas? What do you think?
I
White
think
move.
you can do a sacrifice. You can play bishop takes the rook.
Bishop takes.
I mean, bishop takes the pawn in front of the
right
king.
here. Right here. Okay, so bishop takes here, rook takes. Now what?
Oh, I was thinking the rook comes down, but the knight can take it back.
Right. The knight.
Um,
Yeah, the knight is protecting e8. Right.
Yeah, or the queen. Yeah.
Yeah. So what else?
You can play from that position though. You could play knight takes. No, the bishop
Oh, from
takes
this?
again. Okay.
Oh yeah, on knight here. You mean? Oh yeah, forking king and queen. Yeah, but the bishop is protecting. Yeah.
Right.
All right, go back. Anybody else? Any other ideas? What do you think? Yep. Sam. Yeah.
Knight takes f6.
Okay, so let's look at knight takes f6. Perhaps he can do bishop takes, right? And that does a nice job of attacking the queen at the same time as defending g7 again, right? So no good. What else? Sam, you raise your hand again? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? What do you think?
I was thinking knight to e7 check.
Okay, knight e7. It just you lose your knight. Yeah, no appears to be no compensation.
Yeah.
My recommendation is the fact that you shouldn't try to go for fancy schmancy attack, but I just would play knight e3.
Knight e3. Okay, attacking the queen. Maybe the queen drops back to d7. Yeah.
And actually, my next move would be queen d5.
Queen d5. All right. I mean, maybe just attack the queen that way, something like that.
No, rook takes g7 check.
Ah, you're pinning. Right. Good point. So yeah, he would have to move maybe like that. Right. Yeah. Now your bishop's under attack. All right. What else? So we're at here. Yeah. So what else do you think for white? I'll tell you this, white has a pretty amazing move here. Sam, sorry. You raise your hand? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was.
Sorry.
I was going to say rook e to e3.
Rook e to e3. Why? What does that accomplish?
It's gonna go rook e to f3.
Rook e to f3. Okay. I mean, kind of slow. I mean, maybe white just comes down here, and now he's threatening mate on c1. Oh, sorry, black comes down here. Yeah, mate on c1.
Yeah.
So yeah. What else?
Mm.
You guys want a hint? Yeah, hint. I see a thumbs up.
Yeah, it's white's move, right?
Yeah, white's move. Yeah. So okay, I'll make it easier for you. What move would you play if you want to make this into an immortal game? Does that help you at all?
Actually, no. I'm
Okay.
also sacrificed, but I just can't.
Okay. All right. So I'll give you a real hint. Yeah. Sam, what do you say?
Okay, because you said this, I was gonna say knight takes c7.
Knight takes c7. Let's see that. So let's see here. Maybe rook takes.
Or
And then-
bishop takes.
And then queen takes d6.
No. Right. And where's the attack?
I see.
All right.
No.
Oh, wait, if,
Yeah. You mean from this position?
no, I don't like that position.
I don't like that
Not
position.
at all.
No need
No.
to cuss.
I
right,
was
go back.
thinking rook
All right, let's go
to
back. to this.
e8 check. If the
Uh,
knight
Oh,
takes.
here, rook d8 check. Okay.
Right, if the knight takes.
Now what?
Hi, Evan.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Evan.
Evan, why aren't you doing class today? We miss you.
Thank you. Well, you're in good hands.
I
with
wish me good
Danilo.
luck on my ankle
All right,
recovery.
again, let's not interrupt. Let Danilo teach. I'm just popping in for a second.
Okay. All right. So you guys still want the hint?
I want to exploit the back rank somehow. Queen c4 seems to do the trick, trying to distract the knight from the e8 square, but
Queen
also seems kind of
c4.
slow.
Okay, so Queen c4. Actually, that's actually a really good observation. Can the queen be captured? What do you guys think?
No, it can't be captured because knight takes c4, rook
Nope.
check, rook f8, rook takes g7 check, king h8, and rook takes f8 mate.
Right. So what do we deduce from that? We deduce that the back rank is a weakness, right? So black has a back rank weakness here. So that's actually one of the keys to the best move. Now, Queen c4 kind of takes advantage of that, but there's actually a stronger move because the knight, of course, doesn't have to take the queen, right? So what's a slightly stronger move than that?
What about queen e4?
Queen to e4. No, then you just lose your queen that way.
Oh, yeah. I
No.
see.
That's all right.
Queen a4.
Queen
For sure.
a4. Okay, so yeah, that
Also
does
seems
threaten
kinda
here,
slow.
but maybe he can just block something like that,
Yeah.
right? So all right, you guys want another hint?
Final hint.
Hold on, let me just turn on my phone. Hold on. Okay. All right, so imagine, so actually the hint, you guys already know the hint, right? So I was just gonna say, imagine if the knight's not here, then the best move would be rook e8, which would be what, mate in 3, right? Something like that. Right? So that's the idea. How do we want to get rid of this knight, right? So but the problem is this knight is obstructing the queen. So then the question arises, where should we move this knight? Right? So I think we already discussed knight c7, knight e7, knight f6, right? So what else do you think?
Oh, how about this one? Knight b4.
Yeah, knight b4 was the answer. Now knight e3 doesn't really work, even though it does attack the queen. The problem is you're blocking your rook, right? So you don't want to do that. So knight b4 is the powerful move here. Very powerful, attacking the rook and threatening to capture the knight, and then subsequent mate on mate in 3 on e8, right? So pretty powerful move. Knight b4. So he accepts the sacrifice. Okay, a takes, queen takes. Of course, the queen cannot be taken. So black drops back to queen d7. And now, what do you think the best move is for white here? Oh, Sam, sorry, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, I do.
What do you think here?
I was thinking something like rook takes g7.
Rook takes g7. And now what?
No, how about if you go back and play queen takes queen, the rook has to take, and then you have your rook to come down checkmate.
Check. No, well, it's not mate anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's not mate yet.
Right,
No.
right.
I
Yeah.
actually see the move. Turns out, ignore like the whole idea of like, I mean, Evan mentioned this saying if you have one hanging piece, give your opponent another hanging piece actually. And
Okay.
I know what it is. It's bishop takes g7 actually, because he can only capture one.
Bishop takes g7. All right. So let's see here. What happens if we go like that? Now what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a hard one.
Yeah. So this king, if you try to check either way, right? The king can go either way, and there's no more checks, I believe, after that.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Right. So what else?
I love it. I'm calling.
Maybe pin that rook, queen d5. Queen's kind of overloaded guarding the e8 square.
Very good, very good. So the queen is must protect the back rank on e8, right? Or else black will be mated. Therefore, our queen is immune still. So queen d8, d5 is a very good move. Still putting pressure on the black queen at the same time as pinning the rook. So now again, we're threatening mate here, check, and then perhaps trade queens and then mate, right? So very nice, very
No,
nice.
no,
move
no.
there.
Here's the thing. You don't even have to trade queens. Like you could go after, like, let's say rook takes g7 in
Mhm.
check. Black, if king f8 would be met by rook takes f7, but if king h8, then you could technically, play like, rook takes f7 anyway, because if he takes the queen, rook e8.
Good, good. Yeah, that's another way. Good, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, black definitely has a weak back rank, so yeah, white is exploiting it pretty well. All right, so what do you think is the best move for black here? What do you think he did? Sam, what do you think for black?
Rook to e7, or sorry, e6.
Rook to e6. No, you just lose a rook.
I would. No, I know what it is. Rook to d6.
Rook to d6. All right. Yeah, that's a pretty good move. Let's see here.
Don't take on g7 though, no?
Ah, right. Yes, exactly. The yeah, losing move. Right. The rook is
No.
still
If
pinned.
no. Oh, right.
Right. The rook is still
Yeah.
pinned. Yeah. Good. Good. So he's got to do something about the pin. That's the thing.
So like g6.
So, g6. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I guess that would work. Yeah. Okay. That's one possibility. So what black did here was king f8. And then what would you do for white here? Sam, what do you think?
Queen takes f7 check.
Queen takes f7, takes, and
Bishop takes g7.
yeah, you maybe just sacrifice this here, or yeah, and then black's going to be up a bishop after that.
No. I think go back to the beginning of the position. So here's what I would recommend. So after king f8, then I would just suggest that this is going to be a little bit. Oh yeah. Like I'm thinking of bishop takes g7 check, and that no, there's just no x-ray there. So my other option is just to go queen c5 check.
Queen c5. All right, then maybe he just blocks with the bishop.
Yeah, but like the thing about the fact that it's kind of like overload for black because it's just like.
But yeah, I mean here black is defending pretty well though, right? Can't really break through here.
I mean, come on, you could try rook take g7 because if he tries to, take with the rook, then like you can just.
Rook takes g7 in this position.
No, rook takes e7. If they take with the rook, then you can go rook takes g7. But regarding with the queen taking the rook, it's like still a very.
Yeah, maybe here. So now he's threatening mate here.
No, he can't threaten mate because the queen's pinned. But
that's true. That's true. Yeah, but
my recommendation is just to go bishop No, yeah. There's just difficult to find here.
Yeah, because now the queen's unprotected, right? So we got to do something about that. All right. So, all right. Anything else? What else do you think in this position? White to move.
Yeah, but you know what? Concerning to just the perilous of Black's position, you could go Queen takes B7, threatening a rook.
Queen takes B7. Okay,
Yeah.
you could. So let's see. Queen takes B7. Maybe he goes rook E6, threatening mate, and he's still threatening this bishop as well.
Yeah, but then you could try like Queen takes B4.
Queen
Jack-
takes B4. Now let's see here.
Yeah, but then you could just go Queen B8 check.
You could check him. You could check him down there as well. Let's see. I mean, it's not really a decisive attack. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be perpetual if you want that. But no,
No,
there's
it
a
doesn't
stronger
have to
move.
be perpetual.
Yeah.
actually.
I like from here the rook on
Y-
G
Hold on. Let's see.
to E3.
Here. Okay, go ahead.
The rook on G to E3.
So rook G to E3. All right. All right. So, okay. Obviously, the queen is still immune due to the mate threat on E8, but he can just capture here. And what's wrong with that?
No way to like come after the king, basically.
How do you continue
And
the
you
attack
can just go
here?
King G7. But Black can just be fancy and just go Rook E8, Queen takes E8, and he have 2 rooks and a bishop for a queen, which is really bad for White.
Yeah. 2 rooks. 2 rooks is generally considered better, especially if they're connected. But 2 rooks and a bishop is pretty strong against the queen. All right. So what else? Anybody else?
Wait a minute. I think I might be. I mean, what Sam suggested earlier may be. Nah, never mind. No.
Why not? Rook takes G7. What was wrong with that?
Rook takes G7. All right. Let's see. Rook takes G7. Very, very powerful
I thought
move.
that was suggested.
No, it's not
Yeah.
suggested. So why is that a powerful move? What can Black do? Can Black do anything?
I don't think so. Because if rook takes c7, bishop takes.
First question
Oh.
is
You take the
Probably.
if Rook takes G7, why is that impossible?
Because bishop takes g7.
Okay, you can do
No,
that.
'cause-
You can also just take the queen,
Queen takes queen for free.
right?
Oh.
Yeah,
the rook's
because
pinned.
bishop takes, then king
Bishop,
takes, then
the,
queen
the
takes.
rook's pinned.
Right.
and
rook's, yeah.
And if queen takes, then so like rook takes g7, bishop takes g7, and queen takes g7, then you can go queen takes f8. or
Hold on.
queen takes
Say it again. So Rook takes G7 and then Bishop takes, you're saying?
Yeah, and then
Check.
queen takes.
Yeah, and that's going to be mate in 2, right?
Yeah.
Mate in 2. Very good. Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
No. Go back to the whole queen takes because after. Oh, right. The queen has to take because if the king takes, the queen would be left hanging.
Right. So yeah, Rook takes G7 is the move he played. And so now he played queen takes D5, taking the free queen. So now, how does
Mate.
White finish him off?
I would just go Rook G5 check.
Rook G5 check. Let's see here. Probably the best thing because he can't go here. It's going to be mate, right? Rookie.
No. He can't even.
Oh,
go
sorry. No, sorry. He can't do that either. So he's forced. Yeah, he's forced to do that. Right. So, yeah. Then we're
Now
threatening the bishop
takes,
and the rook.
Why not?
Yeah.
Bishop takes g7 first with check.
All right. So hold on. So queen G. Wait. Bishop takes where?
Yeah.
G7.
Rook
Yeah,
G5 check.
And,
Yeah,
and which
rook-
move?
And
After this, rook g5.
Oh, rook g5, rook here. Yeah, you could take the bishop first. That's true. Check. Yeah, and then you're threading here. Okay. So yes, that would end up to be winning as well, but not mate. Okay.
yeah, so I think I have mate in 3.
All right, hold on.
Right.
Let's see. So queen takes d5.
I think you have rook g8.
Yeah, very good. Rook g8 check forces king g8.
Then
Rook E8 check.
Yeah,
Rook e8 check.
rook f8 only
And
move. and that
mate.
takes.
yeah, so very nice.
Nice.
Very nice. Sacrificing all the pieces and with your last 2 pieces delivering a
That's the
mate
exact thing that happened with Morphe. Like Morphe did,
in the
Yeah,
upper
bishop.
game, right?
yeah. But what's crazier is like the Anderson game versus Kaiserski or Kizaretsky, because basically it's like 3 minor pieces doing it. But I don't know,
Right.
what would you prefer? 3 minor pieces, a rook and a bishop? Which one do you think is better? Because this is like because the 3 minor piece debate relates to a bigger debate of the rook versus 2 minors, because
Uh-huh.
the whole ideal that the beginners here was takes on f7. Like, how come you should never trade 2 pieces for a rook, even though it's 6 for 6? And it's crazier for a queen. Like, how come 3 minor pieces is not the same as 1 queen? Like, how come his queen's better than the rook and the bishop, but not better than 3 minor pieces? Like, that's more
Yeah,
complicated.
I mean, it depends on the position. Definitely depends on the position.
But tell me
So,
about the 2 minors and the rook. What was the reason why we'd never do stuff like that?
yeah, I mean, yeah. Usually, again, that's 2 minor pieces is usually preferable to a rook. Definitely more mobility and scope. So, so yeah, this is a great game illustrating, really hunting the king and also exploiting a lack of development. So, black sacrificed a few pawns for accelerated development, right? So do you want to so I guess we can do another one. We have about 30 minutes left. So we'll do one more. This is called Kashdan's Immortal. So one of the players, of course, is Kashdan. So let's go back and
Is
right.
Kashdan white, black?
so Kashdan, it's Sif versus Kashdan. Kashdan is black, and this is 1948. This game was played. So let's see how this game went on. D4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4. What's this called? Anybody know?
Nimzo Indian.
Nimzo Indian, yeah. So Nimzovich was famous for his contribution to chess theory. I think it called the hypermodern philosophy, which is prior to him, most chess players were focusing on occupying and controlling the center as a way to gain initiative, whereas Nimzovich said perhaps another approach would be to try to restrict your opponent's ability to control the center, and in that way control the center. So,
or better yet, let your opponent develop a center, but you try to undermine it with your pieces, like the king's Indian,
right,
like the queen's Indian.
Yeah, or
Alekhein's defense too.
Or the Alekhein's defense too. Yeah. So there are a couple of different philosophies of ways of gaining control.
Excuse
of the
me,
center initiative.
Daniano. I always notice the fact when it comes to hypermodern, they are often associated with D4 openings, but with most E4 openings, there's rarely hypermodern. Only exceptions are Alekhine and the modern defense and the Pierce, but even then, Alekhine is the most popular out of the Pierce and the modern.
Right. Yeah.
But what's the reason why E4 openings don't have much hypermodern? Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, that was E4 opening, especially like King's Gambit, Wild Sacrifices were very, very popular in the 1800s, and slowly, I guess, fell out of favor. Perhaps maybe because they weren't as sound. Maybe.
Yeah, the Alekhine is the only one who kind of like is hyper modern, but also very sacrificial in attacking. There's more tactics in it.
Right. Okay, so let's see how this went on. So bishop b4, queen c2. So bishop b4, pinning the knight, and the knight therefore is no longer controlling the center, and queen c2, perhaps regaining control over e4, or also if he captures on c3, he can capture the queen, avoiding doubled pawns. d5, black staking this control over the center. a3, challenging the bishop e7. Okay. C takes, E takes. Okay, good. Bishop F4 towards the center. Okay, good. C6, H3. So now this bishop is very powerful and has a very nice diagonal here. And this is kind of similar to like London system type openings in the sense that white has a bishop that's on this very nice diagonal, the A2 to B8 diagonal. And as much as possible, he will try to maintain the bishop there and avoid trades, which would result if black were able to play knight h5 and white did not play h3. So h3 is a nice move. First of all, creating luft for the king, eliminating back rank mate if he castles kingside, but also providing a nice safe square for the bishop to hide on h2. So very important move. Multi-purpose move, castling, e3, rook e8, bishop d3, knight bd7, knight f3. All right, standard. Knight f8, knight e5. Okay, very nice. So yeah, so black temporarily cedes control over e5, and white immediately capitalizes on that. Knight e5, bishop d6, castling, knight e6. Of course, he's not going to let him trade that beautiful bishop. So bishop h2, g6, and knight f3. Knight g7. Okay, some maneuvering. Bishop takes, queen takes. Rook f to c1. So yeah,
I'm surprised white is not playing for an e4 break here.
Yeah, so here maybe he can try to open up the position on the queen side. He's got a bunch of his heavy pieces on the c file.
Or do a minority attack.
Right, the minority attack. So so the c file is half open for white and the e file is half open for black. So they're trying to play to their advantages. Bishop f5. So yeah, he's neutralizing this bishop, which is a very good bishop, right? Given that all the pawns are on the dark squares, right? So very good move. Bishop f5, knight d2, rook e7, b4, right? Trying to open up the position on the queen side. Very nice. Rook a to e8, rook a to b1. Okay, getting ready to open up some lines here. Bishop takes h3. Amazing, huh? Trying to immediately open up the position on the king side. All right, so g takes h3. So now what do you think in this position black played? What do you think?
Rook takes e3.
Yes, so he already sacrificed a bishop, right? So obviously he wants to open up some lines on the king. So he sacrifices his rook as well. As you notice, white's pieces are all aiming towards the queen side, not many pieces on the king side. So he wants to take advantage of that quickly. So rook takes e3. This time white does not accept the sacrifice. And he goes bishop f1. Now, what do you think black did here? What would you play here?
Rook to g3 check.
Let's see. Rook g3 check. Okay, let's see. If he takes bishop here. And now, how would you follow up? It's kind of hard to follow up. All right. Yeah, the knights are doing a pretty good job of defending e2 and e4 as well. And once the rook comes to f1, f3, you can double. He's defending pretty well, right? So what else?
My suggestion is, as the saying goes, more men into the attack, the better it is. So either I know this might go against principle, but knight g to h5 actually.
G to h5. Okay. No, that's a really good principle, actually. So in this position, we want to get as many pieces into the attack as possible. So the g7 knight is the least active of the two knights. So he actually did knight f5, right? Knight f5, very good. Getting a knight into the attack. And now black decided to accept the sacrifice.
White.
F takes e3. Now, what do you think black to move? What do you think he did here?
Oh, queen g3.
Yeah. Queen g3. Get the queen into the attack immediately.
He can't go bishop g2 because of knight takes e3.
Bishop g2, he did actually. Now, what would you do?
Knight takes e3.
Knight takes e3.
Okay, so knight takes e3. It might not be such a strong move, right? Because white does have knight f1, and he's defending pretty well, right? you take the queen, he takes your queen, and it's a queen trade. And then if white manages to trade queens, then white's just winning because he's up an extra rook, right? So we don't want that, right?
No, we ain't.
Or he takes here, and again, now our knight is under attack, so that's no good. So we don't want to allow that.
No,
So
no.
what else? What else do you think he did?
Wait a minute. Knight h4.
Knight to h4.
Okay, so knight h4. Let's see. Okay, so mate threat there. Again, I would say actually no. Yeah, no, it still works. Knight f1 still works. So what would you do if knight f1? So it looks like the attack is
Black can play knight to f3.
He could play knight f3, king h1, and now what would you do? So this knight is doing a really good job of attacking the queen and defending h2, right? So very useful knight there. And then once he moves the queen, then you remove the knight, bring the queen in defense, and I think white will be gain the upper hand.
It's like knight h5
no.
is almost working in that position.
Right.
No,
Almost
my
working.
recommendation is
Oh,
to
knight h5, you said?
In the knight f1 position earlier.
Yeah, here, yeah.
Maybe knight h5 first. So yeah, idea is after knight f1, knight f3 check, king h1, knight h5. The queen can't be taken because knight takes g3 is mate.
Wait, say it again. Knight h5 and then knight f1, and now what?
Oh, so I was looking at the position where the knight is on f1, knight h4 to f3. The king was on h1.
Okay, so knight h4, but there's no time though, right? Because the queen's. Yeah.
Well, you can check knight f3, king h1,
Okay.
and then knight h5. But
all right, very nice.
But then black can simply play like bishop.
Maybe something like that.
No.
Or maybe just capture the knight.
Yeah, so it's a little too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at earlier and I realized,
first.
queen takes e3 check.
Yeah, queen takes e3 is nice because you're picking up another pawn with check, right? So you want to clear some lines for your other pieces to join the attack, right? So queen takes e3 is a very useful move.
No, because he can't go, because if king h1, then like knight g3 check.
Yeah, so he went king h1, knight g3, king h2. Okay, now what would you do for black?
Wait a minute. Black just plays queen f2. There's just no way stopping knight g4 checkmate because the... Oh, no. Yeah, black just does like...
Queen... Wait, what'd you say? Queen f2?
No, I'm going to take that back. So,
okay.
Let me think about this. So...
Okay. What do you think?
Let's see. There's... Knight g4 check is a possibility.
Knight g4 check. Okay, now what?
Nah, no, it doesn't work. Let's just go back with king h1.
All right, so let's go back. So what else here?
Did he really play knight g3 check in the game?
Yeah, this is the game. Yeah, knight g3 check, king h2. And now, yeah, Sam?
Knight f to h5.
Knight f to h5. All right. Let's see here. Maybe knight f1. Because remember, trades will usually benefit the defender, right? So the attacker does not want to trade. So
wait a minute. I think I see a good move that already.
All right. What else?
There's also queen f4 possibility.
Yeah, queen f4 is a very nice move, right? Setting up a discovered attack, right? So that's a very nice move. So yeah, that's what he played. Queen f4, Knight f3, trying to bring his queen into the attack. Okay, so now, what do you think Black played here?
About knight to f1, and it's a double check.
Knight f1 check. Let's say queen, king here. Now what?
I was just thinking of bringing the knight. Yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah. All right.
My go instead is just to do like after knight f3, then you could do knight e2 check.
Knight e2 check.
Like
All
his
right,
king can't
king
go to
here.
g1.
Yeah, so king h1. So now what?
And
So
then
you can win the rook if you want, but that doesn't do much for you because you're still down a knight and a bishop. Black's down a knight and a bishop, right? So the goal is not really to gain material here, right? The goal is mate.
Yeah, knight e2 check.
Sorry. All right, so go ahead. So what's
So
what-
knight e2 check and
so knight e2 check, okay, and then what?
so don't like yeah, if that knight wasn't on f3, you could easily go knight g4.
If the knight wasn't where? On
f3.
Oh, right. Yeah. All right. So let's go back.
Maybe we shouldn't just try to think of a discovered check, like after knight f3. Maybe we shouldn't just think of literal discoveries, but like, Oh, wait a minute. I think it. Nah. Yeah. I think. Here's the thing. Reverse the move order. I know. Knight g4 check.
Knight g4 check. Okay. Now what?
And then you go knight e2 check.
Knight e2 check. Okay. Now what?
Queen h6 check. Yeah. No. Like
almost. Okay. All right. So, Sam, all right, Sam, what do you think?
Queen f4, knight f3, knight fh5.
Knight fh5. Okay. All right. I mean, that is good. Bringing another attacker into the fray. Maybe he just tries to, bring his other rook here.
simply play knight e2.
Knight e2 check.
King g1.
Yes, it doesn't work. Right. So then, no.
The goal is just to stop the queen. The goal is to find some way to attack the queen. So let's just go back earlier.
Right. So it's not going to be mate. You can't bring the other knight to mate because you're blocking your queen, right?
Yeah.
No. You can actually do bring it to mate because it's not that simple and easy. But like I just know that. Yeah. But like, let's say. Oh, right. Knight f3. Knight h5.
So the key with this one, Sam is a little bit correct in the sense that we need to bring this other knight into the attack. That's true, but not yet. So first, Black played a pretty amazing move, which is rook e2.
I actually saw that move. I actually was thinking about rook e2. I was thinking of if rook e2.
You were thinking about that?
I was considering that too.
Yeah, rook e2, pretty amazing move there. All right, and so he's kind of forced to take it. All right, now he took back. He took back with check, king h1. So now we got this other knight in, ready to join the game. So it doesn't really matter where he goes, I guess. But he played knight h5. And now, of course, the queen cannot take, right? Because of why?
Knight g3 check.
Yeah. Knight g3 check. Yeah, knight g3 wins the queen.
And then the rook.
And then we'll win the rook as well. So that's pretty nice.
No, well, actually, it's not that simple and easy because it'd be much of like White's army because it'd be two rooks and sacrifice the block.
So let's see. Check.
Take. Oh.
Right. So it's probably it's. I mean, it's not going to be an easy win, but it should be a win for black.
I think black is
Right.
somewhat better here.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so let's go back. So yeah, so knight h5, and white played queen d2, trying to trade away the queen.
And I have
All right, so now what do you think black played here?
I see. I know. Black played knight h5 to g3 check.
Knight h5 to g3 check, forces king h2. Now what?
And let's see. Oh, I see it. Very, 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 very good.
Nice.
Knight to e4 check, and then you win
Knight-
the queen.
Okay, knight e4 check. Okay,
But
that's
then queen
true.
takes f4.
We have.
Oh, right, yeah, queen takes f4. Right.
Oh,
No, go back.
Right.
There's the other move of like knight to f1 double check.
Very good. Knight f1, discovered double check. Very powerful, right? So now white has only one move, which is king h1. And now what do we do here?
I see the smother mate. So it's queen h2. No. Wait a minute. So let's think about this. So
I think you're right.
no. I think you can do this. Yeah. So this is complicated.
So
Hey.
queen h2, knight takes
Queen
h2,
h2,
knight
knight
f.
Knight f1
Knight f.
to g3.
Yeah, very nice. This is a forced mate in 2, right? Using the knights. So again, using the last
Queen
two pieces of his army, he forces a mate, a smothered mate. Queen h2 check, knight takes.
It's a semi-smother mate because
Knight f g3. I would say that's a smothered
it's
mate.
a
No,
it's a semi because the knight is controlling g1. A full smother
Right.
mate would be a rook and like that.
True. Okay, if you want to be technical, it's a semi-smothered mate. so this is Kashdan's Immortal. Very nice game. Again, mating with his last two pieces on the board. All right. Very nice. So just keep in mind for your own games, if you want to do an Immortal, make sure you sacrifice all your pieces and you mate with the last remaining two. If you want to play an Immortal game. So that's the lecture on some Immortal games. Any questions or observations or comments? What do you guys think?
Nice.
Actually, I was going to make a comment regarding this, not to be off topic or anything, but did anyone get the news that CCA and a lot of over-the-board tournaments are returning soon? Did anyone get that announcement?
I
Ye-
did.
Yeah, I heard that. That's good. I'm happy. Online chess is just not the same as in-person chess, So that's awesome. Any other comments, questions, observations? What do you guys think?
Where did
That's-
White go wrong here?
That's
Been a lot of
pretty nice
normal-looking
smother mate.
moves.
Say again. What'd you say, Harry?
Where did White go wrong in this game?
Oh, where did White go wrong? Let's see.
H3 seems a little slow, but
Yeah, so I think Black's decision to open up the king side was that he saw all of White's pieces on gathered on the queen side, and so he's thinking maybe I can quickly mobilize.
No, I think what White should have done earlier was actually to just trade the bishops on f3, and even though the knight gets in onto g4, like bishop takes f3, knight takes f3.
Yeah, so well here, if instead let's say he played bishop takes, he traded the bishops, now there doesn't seem to be any attack, right?
Like you don't have to move the knight onto d2 because it's difficult for the knights to get in basically, and so after like bishop takes, knight takes, you could still consider playing b5.
You could. I think it's a little bit weird that all of our pieces are on the queen side though.
But it's difficult for Black to mount an attack. That's the thing.
True, yeah. And then maybe you can, reroute the knight and push the pawns, stuff like that. So
I think earlier what I think the mistake for White was when he moved his knight from f3 to d2. Like so after bishop f5 and f3 to d2, you could still play b4 here.
Yeah, one thing I wouldn't have done, I think, if I was White, is here. I wouldn't have retreated my knight like that. I think that looks weird. I think in this position, I probably would have done something like this. Right? What do you guys think?
yeah.
Yeah, but then you create a backwards
good.
pawn on e3.
you do create a backward pawn, but how is he going to attack it? You know, he can't really attack it that easily. And
No,
then
no,
now
because-
now you're threatening f4, f5, and then maybe sacrificing here and then taking here, and you got a lot of pressure, and the rook's opened up. So
Oh, I see. I see.
And white has his pieces protecting his king, whereas in the other game he didn't.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, the bishop is preserved, and yeah, to me that looks much a little bit better. But yeah, because this knight on a nice outpost there, I don't know why you would willingly bring it back like that. Like I would not willingly bring my knight back unless it's
Yeah.
being, pushed away
Oh,
by a
that's weird.
pawn. Yeah. So all right, great. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully Evan will be back next week for another lesson. But it's great meeting all you. I met some of you before, like Jim, and I think I know Sam too, Sam and Peter. But great meeting you guys. So hope you guys have a wonderful night.
Good night.
All right,
you.
take
So
Good
long.
night,
Good one.
everyone.
take care.
We only. Yeah, but I'm not sure. But any ideas about what are you guys gonna do when over the board? Are you playing over the board soon?
I don't know. Probably not me. I got kids. It's hard to play
Have a
over the
great
board.
night. Bye.
It's tough. Good night. Bye bye.